Ah, there we go. I was about to say game. Are you working okay? There we go. Okay, so we left off last time in a bit of a difficult situation because, well, we don't have the force to fight against Zenzia, so we are kind of a little bit stuck where we are. Obviously, we could try and fight Burgundy or West Francia for some territory. However, the only options that we really have are Holy Wars, which would, needless to say, bring in every other local Catholic ruler. And while we could take on a single person, oh dear, so you have allies with Sardinia and Corsica, Genoa, and Transjuriana and Wallachia. So needless to say, where we could take on one person, one kingdom, I don't think we'll be able to take on multiple. And we get 2 grandsons. Once again, absolutely perfect. Level 3. The brains, brawn and beauty across the board. So nonetheless, we are making some good headway in terms of just getting the good genetic traits filtered throughout the entirety of the family. So West Francia, your military strength is similar to ours. Let's see. So okay, you are a member of our dynasty. Doesn't overly say who you are. You are, I think, first cousin once removed, because one of your grandparents is our great-grandfather. Yeah. Yep, great-grandparents. First cousin once removed, so still a fair bit ways away. So it probably means... Oh, she's got great pox. As good as he, actually. Probably means we don't want to consider marrying too many of our children or grandchildren in, just because, you know, the chance of inbred children is probably not that great. Oh my goodness, where is all of this great pox coming from? Seriously, where is all that great pox coming from? Wow. Okay, so anyway, you are 8 years old. Can we arrange a marriage between someone? So it's a combination of nieces and granddaughters. Okay, we'll actually accept a matrilineal marriage. So what is your inheritance then? Male only. So that would be grandson. Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's try and do that. So they are, there is a potential that obviously they will be potentially pass down some not so great genes. And then Burgundy, who do you have who is potentially good? Let's just see the inheritance. So obviously you married and expecting a child, so that child, if it's a boy, will knock you into 4th. And then you, so yeah, very, very interesting potential situation here. So that was you. Okay, and you are 2 months pregnant. Okay, so we're going to be waiting here a while. And of course, speaking of waiting here, let's just have a look, because we did indeed have Genghis Khan. So obviously just trying to remember. There we go, 30,000. 30,000 people. Ah, right, okay. That is slightly unfortunate. So exactly the same level 3 genetic traits throughout, but she does have the sterile trait. So fertility minus 50%. Doesn't guarantee that she will never have children, but yeah, so Kagan Temujin has already taken over a fair bit of territory. Oh, a truce with Zenzia. Yep. Yes, indeed, we'll go for that one. Oh, and there we go. We just saw him take on some more territory. What is this here? Pet our cat. And yes, there we go. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. Obviously, you can see that we do have some big kingdoms between the Great Khans. Okay, a random settler. Gain 20 stress. Oh, look at this way. You can stay because you do have a good genetic trait. So let's actually see if we can get you married off to anyone who might be of use / interest. You are 33 years old. We do want to try and find someone who is... Yeah. Let's get you two married, just to see if we can get some of those giant traits in. But yeah, so they have about 30,000 troops, let's just say that. 10,000, 23,000 here, 18,000, 18,000. So there are going to be a few potential stumbling blocks for them. We'll just have to see. How things go. So West Francia. Francia indeed. So you are feeling fine and your health is good. Despite having a great pox. What is giving you a bonus from that hail? Level 1 strength. Oh, a lucky Galician coin. Monthly stewardship lifestyle experience. 81% chance we fail at that, so no, we'll just gain honourable soul instead. So that was one thing that I was going to do that I have just been reminded of. Basque culture. Yes. So we want to be Basque and not... admittedly, whatever culture we were. Oh, reverence for veterans to be established in 23 months. Permanent injuries such as scarred, maimed, or one-legged give bonuses, and guardians can transfer commander traits to their wards. Wow. Okay, yes, we do need that. So in the time that I've been away from this culture, so this is our current exposure on urbanization, expect to be discovered in about 3 years. And Castle Bailey's is our current cultural fascination. So obviously we are not considered the cultural head at the moment. It's going to change back in a second. I said in a second. There we go. That's better. So unfortunately cultural and regional, we can't actually accept any of those. We've got Reconquisters from early medieval. And of course... high medieval, we can go for whatever we want now. So, let me see. We did have... we do not have High Crown Authority to change that, so we're going to need to do that in a moment, because we do have... our daughter here has some pretty good children. Good morning, Toxicite. The foreboding final episode title. Yes. So it all depends on what is going to happen. So I did betroth one of our our niece, one of our random many nieces to the grandson of the King of West Francia. Said son is second in line to inherit, so maybe that is a matrilineal betrothal, so maybe we can actually marry Francine. Burgundy doesn't have quite as many good people, but unfortunately for West Francia, they've kind of been overtaken with great pox. They've kind of been overtaken with great pox. So the heir apparent has great pox. His wife has great pox. And where was it? There was a spouse. A betrothed person also has great pox. So France is not going to be going too well in terms of health. But yeah, we can see. So anyway, she has great pox, and two of her sisters also have great pox. So that's going to be interesting to see how that falls through. And we've got to end the showdown with an. Oh, we've got to end it with an epic showdown with the big green blob. Maybe. I mean, once again. So this is. Yeah, everyone's playing like a ruler now. One kingdom and one duchy. A male preference, high preference. Okay, well, let's see. You are 6 years old. Can we? Maybe? Nope, we'll not accept that. Damn. We'll not accept that. Let's have a look. -1. -1. So it could be that we could try and get our opinion up with you. So let's sway 66% chance. And see what happens. And maybe we can, instead of fighting, marry them in. And the other big event is the Mongol Empire. They are getting pretty big already. They are getting pretty big already. And we've also signed a truce with Zenzir. So we can see here, hindered from declaring war on you for 10 years. Unfortunately, I've still yet to find a way of actually destabilizing their realm. Though the fact that they've had 5 daughters and only have 1 son could again be of interest. So obviously, let's see. So yeah, that 1 son, 9 years old, and then is obviously going to go to various other rulers. So I wonder, can we buy a favour? No, we can buy a claim. Could always remake your men-at-arms so it counters their troops with the terrain in mind. True, true. So where is that terrain map? So bright red is farmlands, dark red is hills, green is forest, and like sand is plains. So we kind of want plains and hills really. So we can have a look at that. So forests. So we probably actually want to get rid of all our light footmen then, because those probably aren't that great. Armoured footmen have no terrain effects, which is good in some ways, bad in others. Spearmen are mountains, hills, so we want to keep those. Siege weapons, obviously, because we want to siege. Caballeros, unfortunately, do not do well in winter. In hills, plains, and dry lands, but not mountains, desert mountains, or wetlands. So we may want to get rid of those. Crossbowmen, good in hills, bad in plains, dry lands, and desert. And armoured horsemen, good in plains and dry lands, but really bad in any kind of winters. Yeah, that could be an option. Actually, yes, so we'll destroy those and we'll destroy these. We'll keep these just around. And I think pikemen will increase the size when we can do so, and same with trebuchets. The caballeros, we might be tempted with plains, so long as we keep them away from mountains. So as long as we keep them away from the grey ones, which there's 5 sections, we should be fine to keep those there. And then the crossbowmen are good in hills. That's about it. So I think we'll get rid of those as well. So we've got 4 out of 7 men-at-arms regiments, but the good news is we can now actually effectively duplicate all of those when we get the money. Just duplicate all of those. Okay, we can demand payments for a couple of things. Only 15 gold maximum anyway for those two. Criminals is dynastic kinslayer, adulterer, and a revolt. So that is 0% chance. That's an 87% chance rather. So we'll try and imprison you. Yep, there he is. Okay. Exotic arms, armor. No, I don't think we need that, do we? Nope, we are good with armor. No, thank you. And this is our, hopefully, going to be our heir's heir, if we can manage to do so. You are obviously 16 years old, and we want to make sure we have all of the genetic traits available to us. So someone who is hopefully not going to be too different in age, and hopefully someone who has a little bit of genetic diversity like you. There we go. Okay, what artifacts? The cursed sword, I don't care about that, and crime and punishment. Okay, yeah, we're going to need to repair that one. So we've got 13 years. That realm will lose land when the vassal dies because it is going to be going to someone else. Actually, should be okay. And of course, that person, the dynastic kinslayer, was of course our spy master. Let's put in you at skill level 31. And let's see, do we have a better marshal? Yes, we do. We do, but you're going to complain about it. Okay, I think we'll just leave it there and we'll just increase control in Leon again. Because of course we do. We always need to increase control in Leon. So you have absolutely no gold whatsoever. Ah, this is also our player heir. This would be why he probably wanted to kill someone in our family dynasty. So are your children... Yes, your children are decent. That's a shame. That is a shame. You are Catalonian, or... We can employ you as our executioner. Yes, I think I will do that. Okay, there we go. He wants to kill people. He can now kill people. At his demand. Oh, borrow gold from Holy Order. 554 gold. Oh wait, that's a loan, not a that's a loan. Not just get the money. Extort subjects. Yeah, let's do that for a little bit of money just to get us out of debt. Okay, 500 gold. Direct vassal opinion minus 10. Why take a little when I can take a lot? 750 gold. Yes, so we'll take that money and there we go. We are back in the positive. There is no free money. There was free money when our head of religion was the Pope. We could just ask him every 5 years or so and he would give us money. Okay, the Munificent Ascent. Okay, so this is someone who's basically been visiting on a way to holy site or something. So I can be even more generous. We gain 112 stress because we're content and greedy. Gain 32 stress because we're honest. We could say he's overstayed his welcome. Or we could just say better him spending than me. Which indeed I will do so. Okay, so that book artifact is a court artifact. Okay. And fully repaired. Do we not actually? Oh, we don't actually have that on display. Oh well, we could put that down then. But yeah, when we were still Catholic, we could just go to our the Pope and ask him for money, and he'd hand it over to us, no problem. Oh no. Okay, right, what happened there? So not only did our husband get killed, but apparently our executioner position has been oh, ransom for 50 gold. I will do so. And obviously we need to find a husband. We are 55 years old. What is our worst stat? Intrigue. We do not want to worry about having fertile and inheritable traits, so we'll just do that. And the best person is 36 years old. Okay, can we get someone who could potentially bolster up our marshal as well? Let's just see if we can do that. Interesting. Interesting. 57 years old, apparently part of our dynasty, or part of our house. 23, 24, 12, 17 and 18. Yes. Because honestly there is... feudal taxes are increased. Yes, I will take that. It's going to be at no penalty to me, so of course we will grab that. And try and sway King Gerald. So it was your second child that we wanted to try and persuade things. We'll accept, there we go. And that's another matrilineal marriage for us. There we go, so we need to just keep that around for 15 years and make sure it's all good. And just make sure it is all good. So, Burgundy, hello. Who can we potentially, maybe, not really. Not really. Yeah, it's pretty much just obviously men all down the line, though I'm hoping you only been pregnant for... oh, that must be a different pregnancy. Okay, I'm gonna pin you. Okay, convinced the Euro territory fails again. Oh, that's not going well at all. Yeah, okay, we can now all cancel this. We don't need it anymore. Because we have his second son. We have his second son nicely matrilineally betrothed. So obviously it's like there's no point. Oh, you do have you have another son. Okay, arrange marriage. Will not accept. -1 for that. -61. So obviously opinion of us is -33. Okay, apparently you were torturing someone. Okay, condemn her for transgressions. And just see what happens there. So yes, we now have you two betrothed. That is going to be fun. So maybe in a couple of generations, if we just speed things up, things could get interesting there. And speaking of interesting, this is going to, yeah. I'm just waiting for all of that. Aww. Had to step away for a moment. My mum ran up to me and said, "Look, the black kitties are cleaning each other." And it was very wholesome till they spotted us and scattered. Aww. Eh, at least they're getting on well together. At least they are getting on well together. Nice family communal grooming. So, obviously declare war. No struggle clash. Oh, we could actually take a bunch of territory, but unfortunately their military is superior to ours because we got rid of like most of our men-at-arms. So hopefully that truce we have is 8 years. So hopefully it will mean that we can actually... Yep, so let's get ourselves another armoured footman. Down. Another pikeman down. And another caballero down. And let me just have a look to see what else they have. So they have caballeros, which counter archers. We don't have any archers. Bowmen counter skirmishers. I don't think we have any of those. So yeah, they're spearmen. Oh, 1 second. Light horsemen counters archers. We don't have those. Pikemen counter the cavalry. And then mangonels. Okay, yeah, so we may need... So crossbowmen... I think we're honestly just going to have to see. And yes, that balance of power is scary because basically we've just completely demolished and are trying to rebuild our men-at-arms regiments. So let's get all of the ones that we just created, hopefully. Up to 4. Nope, because we just used up all of our money there. But we've got 8 years. We've got 8 years of peace. We have 8 years of peace, which should do us well. So they cannot attack us without incurring a bit of wrath from people around us. Let's have a look at Italy and see if there's anything interesting going on with you. Okay, arrange marriage. And let's see, so you are 5 years old. Will accept. Okay. And that's another one that could potentially come into our family dynasty if I play things right. So we now have a marriage in West Francia, Tecklenburg, and Italy. So we effectively just need Burgundy and Lotharingia. Wow, 77 years old. Okay, who is the title going to be going to then? Prince Roger, who is 72 years old. Wow. And then you are 32 years old. Interesting. Very, very interesting. We do have a 17-year-old niece. You would accept a matrilineal marriage. Yes, I know. Oh my goodness. And even, look, she is 77. Her heir is her brother at 72. And I mean, look at her. Okay, health is poor. But she's whole of body and healthy. His is poor because he's lunatic and infirm. Okay, that's understandable. This AI playing as PC needs to stop. I know, I know. I know. Well, the good news is France has 2 different duchies and they're going to be going to different rulers. And the same with Italy. They've got 2 different duchies. Burgundy is playing as a PC, 1 kingdom and 1 duchy. Lotharingia, yep, 1 kingdom and 1 duchy. Okay, 15 stress is less than 30, so we'll take that one. And then Germany, actually, let's see as well. Germany, Germany, Germany. Male preference. Ah, okay, you're already married. You are not. However, There we go, grandson. We'll accept. So it'd be such a shame if you had another son and they, for instance, died from their wounds or were killed during a siege or maybe assassinated. That would be such a shame, wouldn't it? That would be such a shame. Okay, a disputed heritage secret. And old court. Okay. Right, so unfortunately, monthly reinforcements of our men-at-arms is going to drain a fair amount of our money. But I think we'll just hang pretty. We'll just hang pretty and wait for things. No, we'll decline that one. And what's going on here? A pariah judged harshly for my hospitality towards Roger the criminal. Everyone on account of their wicked faith. Aha. Yep. Repent. Repent and you may stay. And ooh. Famous champion. Wow. Unfortunately, well, that gives him a prowess of +4. That is only 10. Even with all of that. Even with all of that. Oh, and you died. Was murdered. Okay, right. So, that has not gone as I was hoping. Interestingly, his first wife and his second wife look almost identical to me. First and second wife look almost identical. And then you had girls. Lots and lots of girls. Sardinia, and then it's down to you. And then you are 26 years old. No pregnancy of any kind. Probably start unpinning some of these characters, as we've gotten some of them betrothed. Yep, we can definitely unpin you and you. Yeah, we could probably, yeah. Okay, most of these have now gotten married in some way or another, so we don't need to keep focus on them. And make sure we get all the genetic traits and whatnot passed down. And I cannot remember why I had you pinned. I honestly cannot remember why. So anyway, we'll just unpin you and reset everything. And hopefully that would be good. And oh my goodness, the papacy has a lot of land. The papacy has a lot of land. Mind you, so does Sicily and Calabria. For some random reason, is independent, but pretty much the same colour as Sicily. Trying to camouflage in there. Well, at least it's better than bloody Tecklenburg. I'm going to be forever angry about that neon green stuff. That is just hideous. I'm sorry. Okay, a small mercenary company. So gain 61 stress, lose 300 gold. Mercenaries turned farmers. Holding taxes and levy size. Implore them to leave, 50-50 chance. Force them out. Let the locals handle it, unfortunately. Yes, I don't know why the Pope is so strong. Like 22,000 troops. It's like, what on earth have you been doing? Seriously, seriously. Seriously. AI factions need to stop being so bloody strong. AI factions need to stop being so bloody strong. Yes, I know. Okay, who are you trying to take over now? Oh, that tiny, tiny little territory. Oh, they've got no chance. They've only got 1/10 of their troop numbers. Right, okay, I just saw. So that was Italy in the Burgundian War for Duchy of Piedmont. Doesn't impact us. Okay, daughter-in-law is trying to kill someone. Of new ideas. 8% chance we successfully. Nah, we'll just say forget it. Grateful servants. Oh, how did we just get 1,000 gold? And I didn't notice. So what do you want? Liberty faction, lower crown authority. Okay, so increase to 4. And increase 4 there. And do the same for our trebuchets. Okay, lively livestock. So Neha for cattle herd for 15 years, development growth. Breeding program. Large cattle herd. No, we'll say the hides will make a nice profit, so we'll gain 300 gold from that, because that is what we need for the moment. I cannot believe we've got this. Reverence for veterans. Scarred, maimed, or one-legged give bonuses, and guardians can transfer commander traits to wards. So rather unfortunately, it's coming in pretty much at the last moment. So Castle Baileys is our current fascination and exposure. Wonder how much of a hit to my income will occur when we raise all the troops when we're fully reinforced. I don't want to think about it, thank you very much. We could go for banking, or we could go for one of these things. So we could unlock this, which would mean we'd be able to upgrade all of our keeps to the highest one. Of Royal Armory, Sappers, Siege Phase Time, Bombards, Standing Armies could be a good one. Primogeniture, we all know what that does. Noblesse Oblige, Vassal Opinion would go up, Prestige, maximum existing development penalty at 90. Trains, rightful ownership, de jure casus belli, can press multiple claims from another character in a single war. Domain limit or development growth. I think we'll go for the de jure casus belli. 24 years for that one. And once again, let's just wait for this to tick up. And I think I'm going to try and get as close to maxing out. There we go. Maxed out trebuchets. That is going to be 120 trebuchets. And then let's do these ones evenly. So up to 5. So, and then pet our cat. We don't really need to lose any more stress, but it's always nice to just go and say hello to our kitty and just see what's going on. Okay, conciliation once again is still winning out. And another feast, and yeah, 27,000 military force is superior to ours. Fabricator hook on me. Oh, you've actually gotten a couple more kids since the last time I looked. So arrange marriage. Lineal, you are 3 years old. Will not accept minus 26. We'd need 225 gold to send a gift. We should be able to get there reasonably soon. And obviously we will just see. So 38 stress, 19 stress. Okay, Tecklenburg. Alliance formed because he is now a ruler. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. And what is also nice is almost every single child has all 3 positive genetic traits. So we are now allied with Tecklenburg. So 4,000 troops, unfortunately. So let me just have a look. Yes, you are the next in line. So let's have a look. 5% chance. And I believe... Oh, no. Support schemes. Let's see, what has that gone up to? That still looks like it's just going to be 5%. Yes, it is still just 5%. Oh dear. Right, better hope that he has a sudden accident at some point. Let's just hope that he has a sudden accident. Yes, I know. Deep in my soul, I do realise that. Thank you. I do realise that I'm going to be allied with Neon Green Tecklenburg. So, large level levies, vassal levy contribution. Okay, right. I want to see, is there one here that increases your own levy? So, controlled territory, defender advantage. Paired conscription. That's levy reinforcement rate. Absolute control and overseer. Chivalric dominance, 75% plus. In respect, household guard, number of knights +4. Hello there, Team Read 42. How are people doing today? How have the raids been going? Let me just get some shout outs here. So shout out Wildcard. Hello, I think you're new. You're new here. Welcome aboard. Wildcard, what have you been playing? Phasmophobia. Oh dear, I do not like that game at all. Shout out. Let me actually just copy that because that's probably going to be better. Toby Saru JC. What have you been playing? Fall Guys, the new free to play. Lady Enico. Do a shout out for you. And Ketranova. My Vici Bravatar looks cute from Toby. Thank you very much. Hope you have been doing a good day as well. And hello, Darkside Wolf. 61. Let me just remember that because I always forget it. That was not the right one. Darkside Wolf. 61. Not Darkside Walled. Okay, so Final Fantasy 14. Once again, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And Lady Enico playing Overwatch. Yeah, hope the raids have been going well. Hope people's Saturdays have been going well. I'm just spending a bit of time looking at this because we are trying to fight a war against basically the other person who owns territory in Iberia, modern day Spain and Portugal, and we are just trying to see. Okay, I think we want to go for strategist then. Chivalry focus, so we'll start going down this tree and try and unlock all of that. So yeah, this is basically, if you know Game of Thrones, this is Game of Thrones, the video game. We started as a tiny count ruling one little bit of territory, this here. Valladolid, which unfortunately has been taken by Zenzir, who is a Muslim Spanish ruler. So we've expanded all across here and up into southern France. And now we are trying to take back territory from Zenzir so we can try and end the Iberian struggle. Whether we're going to be successful or not is another matter. And to complicate things, we have the Mongol Empire slowly creeping their way from the Far East. Thankfully, we do have a couple of very big empires that are standing in their way. So hopefully they'll burn themselves out before they get all the way over to us. But yeah, Game of Thrones, minus the dragons, White Walkers, the North. Yeah, okay. In terms of like the political intrigue and such, it is Game of Thrones. Because especially seeing as we have, where are you? That is not the right person. Especially seeing as we betrothed one of our nieces to the potential future ruler of, what is this, Lotharingia. We have someone betrothed to one of the people of West Francia, I believe. We've got someone betrothed to the brother of Tecklenburg, which is this horrific neon green in the middle of Germany. They basically revolted and created their own kingdom. And then we're keeping an eye on Burgundy and Italy to see if there's any potential options there. So once again, another grandchild related there. So we're going to have to see if we can take over territory via marriages and alliances than by taking it over in terms of war and fighting. Oh, and yes, Wildcard, thank you for the follow. Hope you enjoy the stream, and hopefully I'll be able to see you around. And yeah, hope your future raids for the rest of the day is going to go well, everyone from B42. Hope you're going to have an good and interesting time. So we have a couple of sponsorships. Interesting. Study alchemy. Ooh. Okay, yes. Study alchemy. 392 gold. But yes. Okay, so what can we have here? So beakers and sulfur. So the wonders of elixirs. Metals. Want to live forever. Oh. So having a look at the elixir of youth, fountain of youth, that kind of thing. We'll say I want to live forever. And a weapon, very competent. Wants to forge a mace. We currently have a sword, level 2. You know, no, actually no. Surprised that wasn't a trigger for the potion seller event. Not 100% sure on that one. Okay, imprisonment. Okay, let's see. Can we ransom either of you out? For 50 gold? Yep. So for 50 gold, and I will just waggle my finger at you and just say don't do it again. So our nephew is now our executioner as well. And obviously I want to keep a bit of money in hand for the artifact search. Oh, so we've got someone here who's 74 years old but has 47 skill in diplomacy. Okay, yeah. Do we have any better stewards? No, we do not. Can we do... Yes, we can try and do a de jure claim for a couple of things. What languages are the worlds speaking? That is a good thing. So court languages. I would say they look mostly what you would expect. They seem to be mostly what you'd expect. We've obviously got Mongolic up here and a few pockets of Chinese still holding on. Type Chinese here. Arabic, Magadhi, Kashmiri, Kannada, Magadhi. So all kind of what you would expect. They're not too different. Sudanic is interesting. I have no idea what that actually is. So you've got some Doyle, Volga, Finnic. So Volga obviously being oh, what's the word? Proto languages. Got Berberism, Arabic spreading all across here. A couple of pockets of Norse. Got Anglic. And then of course, because we've taken over here, we've got loads and loads of Basque. Oh goodness, how did someone from the Rhine take control of the Byzantine Empire? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It just... The Byzantine Empire has just been a mess this playthrough. The Byzantine Empire has just been an absolute mess. So, like, it's the Kingdom of Bulgaria, technically speaking, which is de jure part of the Byzantine Empire. But the Byzantine Empire was destroyed over 100 years ago. For some reason. And then this guy himself was Greco-Nubian. And then we just have Nubian, Greek. It should be. Yeah, Iconoclast, Orthodox. So it goes as you expect up until this person inherited in 1018, who happened to be Coptic and Greco-Nubian. Then he passed it on to someone. Then he passed it on to someone who was the same. And then this guy, Coptic Greco-Nubian, but then decided to destroy it. So the despot of Epirus, it got called. And then the sheikdom of Lori. And then that passed down to this guy. So that was this of Epirus. And then Nicaea. Let's have a look at that history. So, okay, here we go. This gives a little bit detail. Conquered by populist revolt. That would be why. So then he created Nicaea. And then he is Orthodox and Orthodox and Greco-Nubian. Then that got inherited by this person. Orthodox Greco-Nubian. Orthodox Greco-Nubian. And then his son, Orthodox Greco-Nubian. And then currently, yeah, honestly, I am probably just as confused as you. You thought that was the deep state. Oh, no, no. So, Sudanic, so the head of that, or the one who has the grandest royal court, is the Bulgarian king. So actually it's not a Catholic Rhinelander, it's just that's the most powerful court that's using the language. So we do still have Orthodox and Greco-Nubian controlling Nicaea and Anatolia. I'm just going to call that Anatolia. Wallachia is black. And then we've got a couple of other things like Serbia. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Sicily has grabbed a bit of territory up here as well. Venice is still around. Just about. And yeah, the despotate. So, about the only things I know is that I believe in Greek, kingdom is called despot. So it's not like we would consider it. Oh no, 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 died of old age, no. No. Right, anyway, so we wanted to send you a gift. Gains 80 opinion. We'll repurpose that and we will see. So let's actually see your second eldest son. Would you accept any kind of matrilineal marriage? Yes, you would. Okay, you are already betrothed to a 30-year-old. Because of course. Murder chance, 25%. We gain a critical amount of stress because we are honest. You know what we can do? We can call a hunt. Okay, yeah, that is just the same person once again. Demand payment. Nope. 0% chance, of course. Negotiate an alliance with Duke Bermond. Okay, that is someone just in our court. We can declare wars. West Francia. Why? Artifact claim war and holy wars. Claim wars. Holy wars. So we could actually try and get territory in North Africa. Not 100% sure we want to do that. Holy wars. Once again, artifact claim war. Holy wars. And yeah, holy war. I say, what religion are you? You are Asatru, but you are all the way over there, so I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, and the worm on a string has low durability. I think we could probably live without that. I think we can live without that. So what is our military might compared? So theirs is superior. But we have just betrothed our granddaughter to one of your sons. So maybe that means we will actually have an option. So a dagger, a halberd. Let's go for a halberd. Nope. 40% chance. Yeah, we'll tend to her. We'll tend to her and try and just make her, Oh, hang on. I was going to say, oh, looks like Castile's going into a bit of territory. Castile is us. Castile is us. Okay, someone is, making a move. Someone is making their move. Interesting. Oh, I don't worry about that, honestly. The only ambitious dukes I care about are ones that plot against me. Which, speaking of, a councillor just died. Complications of flagellation. And you were, yes indeed, a flagellant. Who unfortunately died at 54 years old. So our player heir, son and vassal. What is that? Dynastic kinslayer. Oh dear. Okay, we've already imprisoned him for that. 31. Skill of 31. Yes, sorry. But I am at the point where I am going to plot to murder has been discovered. That is a shame. So unfortunately, actually cancel that because we can invite someone. Ooh. We can invite the spy master. Bribe him. 168 gold. Yes. 18% and 16%. Well, honestly, let's just see 213 for you. And 68 for you. Okay, we'll invite you in because you're going to be cheap. You are going to be cheap. 62% mental break. And we'll just go for a couple of drinks. A cannibal secret. Yes, unfortunately we are honest. We are honest. So that impacts us quite a lot. We're already at an activity. So hopefully this will just generically let us lose stress. There we go. Minus 26 and minus 26 again. Okay, we'll try remains faithful. Good, good, good. And probably Castle Baileys have been discovered. So what are we going on next? So our exposure is banking. Expect to be discovered in about 9 years. Okay. So how long is our truce left? 20 months. But maybe we can do something. You know what? I'm just gonna stack the deck in my favour. Matrilineal, you are 6 years old. I'm just gonna stack the deck in my favour. Here. There we go, excellent. And arranged marriage, once again, another matrilineal one to a granddaughter. I'm just hedging my bets here. I'm just seriously gonna hedge my bets. Just marry everyone matrilineally. Just marry everyone matrilineally. And I mean... Okay, right. What territory do you want then? Okay, you just want that one that's just been taken over. You have 13,000 soldiers. Well, you know what, Toxicite? We're going to see how much this plunges us in. 300 gold. He's just a cat. Okay, so we're going minus 22.5 gold at the moment. Send a gift. 225 gold. That will help keep us... That will help keep us well. And a new martial lifestyle perk. There we go. Bellum Justum. Right, okay. Okay. Because I mistakenly clicked on the Razor thing rather than seeing what war was going on, we are ever so slightly a little bit lost. Are we ready for crippling economic debt? Or depression? You know it. You know it. Okay. Merge and move over and merge. 17,000 and just head over. Nope, we don't need your help, thank you. Okay. So unfortunately, oh, ends our scheme. Boo. Nope. Don't want to be great. Okay, you know what? I'm going to surrender that one, and we are going to sail all the way back over here for this war. Hang on a minute. Wait. Oh no. God. For a moment then I thought Zenzir had broken apart. For a moment then I thought Zenzir had broken apart because of that. Nope, unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. Okay, right. Allies. Please join me. Please join me. So it looks like... Yeah, I thought so. Zenzir still has a truce with us. I did not tease me. You can blame the game. Blame the game. So Zenzir still has the truce with us. But the big vassal of Zenzir is the one that's declared war on us. Hence why it looks like this. Hence why it looks like this. Let me just see, what territory do you want? No, you are not getting that one. You are not going to get that one. Lost Viking, as you serve the village, you may live for now. Okay, how long is this going to take us? 10 months. That's going to take you 11 months. And naturally we are in debt and we are losing a huge amount of troops. Let's see. Okay. So let's move you across. So we could potentially get okay, yep, you're massing for an attack there. Let's head back into here. Nope, that was not good. That was not good. How many troops do you have? 6,000. Okay, yep. I'll go into debt for this. I will go into debt for that. Like, who are you and what do you want? Stop playing like a human. Well, the good news is we've been beaten so badly, we're now actually gaining gold again. We've been beaten so badly, we're gaining gold. Okay, unfortunately we are... Yeah. Okay, let me have a look at this. Conciliation is just about leading for at the moment. Okay, they've not actually sieged down any of our territory. It is just war or battles at the moment. That gives us 13,000 troops there, which is nowhere near enough. 15,500, nope, still not enough. Okay, 9,400. That's 15,400, I think. Nah, so they've got 23,000 over there. So what we might be better off doing is just trying to siege down this territory and just hope that we can win through means of attrition. Attrition, goals and gains, and unfortunately it looks like we actually lost all of our yep, we lost every single one of our trebuchets. A martial duel challenge. Right. I think we're going to have to surrender that one. So that is unfortunately a chunk has just been taken out of us by Italy. Because there's no way we can overly win that one. Okay, ashes to ashes. Nope, too expensive. That just gets destroyed. You know, guys, it would really help if you could, you know, like, try and siege down this territory as well. You know, maybe? Maybe, buddy? Who is this that can marry? Of Germany. Okay, does that give us an alliance? No, it does not. A scandalous priest will condemn her. Yeah, this is... Yeah, unfortunately we need to really hunker down and just try and manage and mitigate things. Unfortunately, that's not overly working because everyone is getting ambitions against us. Everyone is seriously getting ambitions against us. Oh good, that one will only take us 8 years. Again. Search for a physician, because I don't think we've got anyone in our court who is anywhere near decent. Nope. Okay, good job. Court position. Okay, so 10 for a renowned physician, 10 an average, 15 a physician, aspiring blade master, mystic, novice hunter, and charismatic negotiator. Oh my goodness, yes. And you know what I'm gonna do? Just to make sure you stay within our territory. Just to make sure you stay with us. Okay, they did get the message. They're sieging that piece down. Okay, what is this? A couple of situations. Murder holes, so we'll just leave and enter by the front door and, yep, come off it. Oh boy. Let me just... Yeah, you're going to be scary. Look at all those wars that they are fighting at the moment. That is, yep, definitely going to be scary. Okay, Zenzir is not fighting us. That's good. You are on our side. That's good. Oh, there we go. We can finally foment a small revolt if we wanted to. Unfortunately, it's only a random county, but let's have a look. Request a contract assistant. Can't be called as an ally against his liege or vassals. Okay. Oh, I suppose that is one small saving grace. Of course, it's taking them absolutely ages to siege down some of our territories as well. Probably a good thing we decided to start building up all of our things. So siege weapon effectiveness, we have no sieges. Movement speed. I think we will do that just to get a little bit of time down. And let's see if we can go over here. Okay, not enough soldiers to siege that one. Might as well go back up here and just let you siege down some of these territories, seeing as you do actually have some siege weapons. Okay, what do we need for a white piece on this? Okay, so probably plus 15. Probably need a plus 15 to do so. Wait, no, I want you guys ideally to stay there and siege that. Hello there, scammer. Okay, let me just go and... Oh wait, never mind. Wisebot has already done it. Good. There we go. Okay, Wisebot is doing good work today then. Hopefully that did not come through for anyone, because before I could even remotely do anything. Yeah, oh, that was good. Okay, Wisebot, you are earning your keep. Fantastic. Okay. So anyway, as I was saying, I was hoping that they would stay down here to siege that. Because obviously that is, let me send my troops up here. Okay, plus 3%. Okay, so yeah, we'll need plus 21 for that. Plus 21 for that one. And yeah, I was all ready on the things to obviously delete and block, but nope. Wisebot had already done that. Okay, there we go. Minus 6% because they've just sieged down some of our territories. Let's see if we can come down here. And demand artifact. What? You want the worm on a string? Fine, go for it. You're going to have to pay a lot of gold to repair it, though. Apparently it's worth. Gonna cost a lot to repair a little bit of felt on a string. Who am I to judge? You never get this late in the game. Just crazy how fast your economy just dips. Yes. But then it's also how fast it will recover when this war is over as well. Okay, so that's 10 months left for that one. Let me just pause and... Okay, so it says probably lose. Let's actually get into one of our own bits of territory. You were sieging that down. You should have stayed there. Why is the AI so good for enemy player or enemy factions and such, but not any good for me? Why are they not any good for me? Oh, plus 10. Plus 10. Okay, so another 10% and we can hopefully recover. At least a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. Pet the cat to reduce some stress. And what is this other option? Hold court. Okay, so 10 months left on that one. 6 years, 3 years. Okay, so all your siege weapons are over here from the looks of it. But hopefully... Yeah, so you're telling me the game isn't working for you when it's working for them. Ain't that funny, Miss Perfect Children? I'm sorry. Jeez. You don't have to be so salty about me having a perfect genetic line. Okay, 18%. Yeah, it's just more obviously that the AI is doing well here, obviously splitting up and sieging down multiple territories. Whereas I try and get my allies... Oh, hang on, plus 20%. White peace. Come on. Yes, you've got to accept. There we go. Disband all. So yeah, so minus 22.7 gold. Disband. Plus 9.1, 9.2. And there we go. So unfortunately, kitties do not live forever. Oh my goodness. Useless. Absolutely useless, granddaughter. Or great-granddaughter, I should say. Absolutely useless. Well, I suppose I did marry him to someone who doesn't have any genetic traits, I suppose. She's not fine. She's only got one level 3 good genetic trait. She is not fine. Okay, when can I potentially murder you? 1225, so 7 years. And we are obviously going to need to just hunker down and get some money. One of the things that we can do... descendant of the kings of the Visigoths. Lose 90 gold. Yes, excellent. Ensure the list is excessively long for 90 gold. And let me have a look at this. Okay, so that book was an old Greek Bible. Okay. Serving in the retinue of champions. So this is a 57-year-old. Well, I'm glad you got castrated after you had some children and passed down those genes. So, 18 prowess, sure. You may as well become one of my knights. Hey, in ancient times, right. Okay, so genealogy stuff. He unfolds a scroll long enough to encircle one of my provinces. So standing before us is Queen Milia, daughter of Queen Mother Onica Catalines of Castile, side by the fearful Infanta Catalina Vasquez of Castile, fruit of the loins of Queen Inés Ordóñez of Castile, emerged from the womb of Inés Johannes Remlid, child of fair Duchess Catalina of Barcelona. A few eyelids around the court begin to droop. So it's time for a nap. I shall dream of my own glory. This thrills more than any other ballad. I'm on the edge of my throne. Or we could just say, enough. The Kingdom of Castile owes you for your services. So yes, we'll just say, enough. Thank you. You've done your work. You have done your work. Okay, so what can we do? So we could borrow gold. Sell trivial titles. So what does this do? So titles of a purely symbolic experience. I'm not sure. Why is Italy just caressing your mountain borders? Because while we were fighting down here, they decided they wanted to try and grab some of my territory. So I didn't want to fight on two separate fronts, so I decided that we were going to just surrender to them. The good news is, it looks like we might be able to actually, or we slash, who's attacking you then? Oh, Italy. Okay, right. But either way, we might be able to war to get it back. And if not, yeah, you know, weirder things are happening across Europe. So, weirder things are happening across Europe. So it's not that great a deal. Alliance formed with Lotharingia. There we go. So that is our niece and our great nephew. Now. And Burgundy, how are you faring? So this was our cousin that we married. One not part of our dynasty. Yeah, obviously I'm just trying. I think will not accept minus 929. That's to be expected, I guess. I guess you'll be a bit salty about that. 16 years old, married to our grandson. So, a gift, 225 gold. Yep. And we just gained some stress. I'm not 100% sure why. Hello. Hello, peasant revolt. Again. Arranged marriage. I did not think so, but yeah, I don't know why. Obviously, we are getting. What color is this? Okay, I'm not even sure. Title history, please. Don't know. Oh, admittedly, I like that color of Speyer. I like that color of that one. This one, not so much. This one, not so much. So apparently Poland, A, exists and B is huge. Poland, A, exists and B is huge. And speaking of huge, yeah. So, who are you at war with? We just see... Okay, just that one and those ones. So you're not actually at war with these two yet. Keyword being yet. Yes, so that may be our petty squabbles with Zenzia may be completely thrown away in the face of that. It just may be completely thrown away. And we gain aggressive attacker. Okay, you know what? I know it's not going to be in too much money, but we'll demand payments. Count Philippe, we can imprison. Fingers crossed. There we go. Do you have any money? Yes, you do. Okay, so you are a completely different branch of the family tree, but you know what we are going to do? Negotiate release. Guess what we're getting? Guess what we are potentially getting? Okay, so no, we're going to say... Okay, yep, we'll sell your crown. You're going to absolutely hate me for that. But there we go. Farewell, Philippe. Wait, we didn't get his money. Oh, we didn't get his money. Erazara Holy Order found it. Yes, we've got a second one now then. Let's just see. Holy Orders. Yes, indeed. We've got two different ones. And obviously, because this one is in our territory, we pay nothing to hire it. And then this one is 167 piety. A marriage. Sure. And we are almost back in the positive. We are almost back in the positive. Our reinforcements for our men-at-arms regiments is turned off, so we're not going to suddenly go into the positive and then be knocked back again. Murder is 1225 still. Okay. Let's just increase that up and hopefully... There we go, we're back in the positive now. Okay, still not been able to convince you to give us back any de jure territory, but we'll continue. We will continue on that one. Okay, so high prowess, high diplomacy, or high intrigue. Let's just try that one. Yep, we'll gain a warhorse and a martial lifestyle perk. A name inspired by history. Let's do Alexander the Great's horse. Okay, hit and run. Yes, I think we'll go for that one first. And sorry, that was my phone just deciding it needed to bring something to my attention that is completely not relevant at all. And that is, yep, still the same person. And repent today. So kick that fool out, or she can preach to the rats for all I care. Yep, she can preach to the rats for all I care. Who are you? Burgundy. Your preachers in disguise are not welcome at my court. AKA, sod off. Prisoners. Ransom you for 10 gold. Just obviously so we get a little bit back. And let's go back here. So this will be 85 gold. And 90 gold. And 75 gold. And I think we can afford just about reinforcements. Parthian tactic. Yeah, we are just still in the positive with that all reinforcing. And okay, County of Bern. Alright, so that's just still the Estonian War. So what are these wars then? Okay, so just a county clash, so that is just territory swapping hands between vassals. It's just swapping hands between vassals. Yeah. Wanna take my horse out? Sure. Spy Master. Expected figurehead. No, let us discuss methods of communication. It still gets us some martial stuff regardless. Anything important down here? Payments, 15 and 1 gold. Countess Blanca, Dynastic Kinslayer, we have a 0% chance. Negotiate an alliance. Sure. And can we... So unfortunately, we could fabricate a hook, but we gain 38 stress because we're honest. Damn our honesty. Damn our honesty. There we go, so alliance with the Duke of Barcelona. Oop. Okay, that went by way too fast for me to actually see it. And yep, that is the same one. Discovered banking. Okay, so what can we do next? So we've just discovered banking. Okay, so rightful ownership is our current cultural fascination. And what do we have? Bombards as our current exposure. So 19 years for that and 13 years for that. So can use De Jure Casus Belli and compress multiple claims for another character in a single war. Which reminds me, let's pass that law. And no, we cannot pass that one because we've got two people who absolutely do not like us one bit. So demand conversion. Do that. Nope, okay. Right. Dissolution faction. I thought we might have that. That is this person here. Let's see if we can get your conversion. A 60% chance. Yep, there we go. So you now like us slightly more. Does the game have religious revocation? Did they make that a religious tenant and not a government law? I'm not sure. Let me have a look. So obviously I can revoke it, but it is an act of tyranny because I do not have a good reason to do so. It may be an option under one of these. Yeah, so for instance, diplomacy. We don't want forced vassalization, we want something else. I do not know these lifestyle trees enough to 100% say anything about that one. Let me just have a look here. Okay, so obviously autonomous vassals, like titles can be revoked and vassals can be retracted. All vassals who refuse title revocation or vassal retraction are considered criminals. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't look like there's anything under crown law. And then of course there's obviously all of this down here. And then succession and everything and blah 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 blah. Yeah, we really need that primogeniture. at some point, which I may actually... I think I'm going to change it over, so that will be 22 years. And how old would we be? 91 if that came into effect. So we might be better off trying to get the equal inheritance done. So that is just you who absolutely despise us. So you own... Okay, you actually own a few bits of territory that you shouldn't actually technically own. So... Revoke title. Yep, so tyranny. So obviously the mosques we can't. How powerful are you? 5,500. There we go. Truce for 10 years for 300 gold. There we go. So rally the troops. Make sure we are paused, and it looks like he is the only one who's actually revolted against us. Which is bad news for him, but absolutely brilliant news for us. So raise all there. Because just one of these is good enough to take him on completely. And there we go. Oops. Okay, so he has just hired a holy order, but we are at 76% war score just from that one battle. We are at, you know, a fair amount. Okay, that's what all of our siege weapons are, from the looks of it. There we go, there's the other one. Send you over there. Lose 26 stress because we will just enjoy the day. So we could get unyielding defender, or we could gain flexible leader. So we would gain 19 stress because we are content. Yeah, unyielding defender. Someone is plotting to claim the throne. Okay, so that will be 3 years and 3 years there. But then 42 days for this little bit, and that should be more than enough. 91%, okay. Oh, let's just continue on. And there we go, look at how fast that is speeding. Look at how fast that is. There we go, force demands. We imprison you. And... what we do is thus negotiate your release. No, we don't. We revoke your titles first. Yes, we revoke your titles first. So refuse revocation of title. So let's just make sure. Yep, so new domain size after that will be 10 out of 12. And then we negotiate release. Demand conversion. Okay, we cannot demand conversion and renounce your claims to everything. Okay, so I guess we just renounce your claims to everything. And of course, 10 pieces of territory now under our control. So disband all of our troops there, which hopefully means we should have more in terms of just... you know, general income, levies and whatnot, because we will directly control all of that. So let's just have a breakdown of our territories. So unfortunately we have created a little bit of border gore. I think we probably actually want to maybe move over to Barcelona. Maybe want the Duchy of Barcelona, which is owned by our son anyway. Okay, never mind. Which is owned by our son. Okay, so Toxicite, I am very, very, very sorry. about this. I am very, very sorry about this. Disinherit you. Disinherit. And disinherit you. Right, so let's just have a look to see where everything is going to go then. So Kingdom of Castile, Duke Bermond, Duke Bermond, and Bermond. Good. Is all going to go to one child. Oh, and you're accepting this because I'm not disinheriting just because they don't have the perfect genetic traits, but I am doing it because genuinely I'm trying to reinforce everything and make it just into one person. So let's see. So we have 8 out of 12. So you have 5 counties, so we may have to give away a couple of little bits, maybe. So promote culture. Yeah, okay, I think I'll do that in the capital of Barcelona. Then we can obviously move our capital over to there when we die and our son becomes heir. Okay, move more swiftly for our horse. And this is Australia. Yep, sure. Why not? Okay, so let me just see declare war. So we can seize the Duchy of Gascoigne in a de jure war. We can seize de jure counties or Duke Nicholas's claims. So unfortunately not too much. Oh wait, we actually, oh right, someone gave that to us rather than it being something that they wanted. Right. And we need an antiquarian. Oh, we've got an 18-year-old granddaughter who's good at that. Now let's see. Commission artifact. No. No, actually I won't. Yeah, we got gifted that rather than someone wanting it from us. Okay, take pause and... I swear if I stayed here long enough we would just see it blob. I swear we would just see it blob if we stayed here long enough. Okay, are we brave? No, we are content. You are... Ah. Okay, you are now at war with the Azadids. Okay. And they are winning 38% so far. 21,000 versus 40,000. Maybe not for too much longer. But yeah. Maybe they're going to get ground down, or maybe they are just going to completely sweep the map. Who knows? We'll just have to see. We will just have to see. Engineered for destruction. And we need a new marshal. It will assign you. And is anyone else... does not consider themselves a powerful vessel? We've got our steward. Oh, our player heir and son is actually 31 skill. Put you in there. Because the other one considers himself just a general vessel. If we forget the world outside Spain doesn't exist, things look okay. Yeah, they do. Hello, Prez. How are you doing today? Hope your day has been going well. The Mongols tend to slow down when they get really big because the AI always raises on their capital, which is always on the far eastern edge. They start a war before they can march their army all the way over. They've lost. Okay. Goodness, hiccups again. So yeah. Oh, we've still got this empire, which they haven't even touched yet. And then the Azadids, who are about half of their number, because obviously... Okay, 30,000 special soldiers. came to events and represent various things such as retinues, ravenous hordes, and ambitious peasantry. They do not cost maintenance. They do not reinforce. Okay, good. Right. So I thought so, because I knew obviously in Crusader Kings 2, special troops do not reinforce. So once they're gone, they're gone. Yeah, so we've not... so we've got Kagan Jochi, and yes, indeed, it does definitely look like we lost the actual Genghis Khan. If we look at the title history, indeed, he created it and his son inherited. Yes, yes, the Horde is indeed Jewish. Yep. So obviously the one who generates is Tengri and Buryat culture. Let me just see, who was your mother? Nope, she was Tengri as well. Is your wife? Yep, your wife is Jewish. So I guess he converted to his wife's faith. Yeah, Toxicite. With all the absolute... I just noticed Scotland is all the way over here as well. Or is that... Okay, that's the last little bit of territory off outside of Scotland that they actually own now. So... Actually, okay, Scotland's still staying stable. Ireland's rejoining again. England's back again. And we've got the Principality of Gwynedd rather than the Kingdom of Ireland. Though I have spotted a small issue with England. Hello, Poland. What the flip are you doing in England? Seriously. What is Poland doing occupying a bit of land in England? So, okay, Italy. Italy has a chunk of our territory. Yeah, they attacked... Yeah, so we were being attacked by Zenzir's largest vassal, which is this person. This person here. And they wanted a bit of our territory. And then Italy decided they wanted to carve out a chunk. So yeah, I just gave up. Setting that limits exclaves that usually fixes that kind of stuff. There probably is... that is not what I wanted. Game rules, that's the one. Exclave independence. So yeah, exclaves of independent AI rulers at peace will be removed on succession unless connected via a naval path or part of the de jure territory. So I do have that one. So it does say significant AI only. And you put that on total. Okay. So, I mean, you could argue there is a naval path, technically. But we'll have to see what happens. I've no idea if you were the one that declared war on me or not. Either way, yeah. Either way, oh, actually, one of our vassals had decided to take matters into his own hands. It would get rid of that bit in the middle that's totally surrounded. Yeah, and looking at it, potentially, so one of our vassals decided to do a holy war for some territory in Italy. And then if that works, I think that would also cut off the naval border. Oh dear. Oh dear, just as we were saying all of that. Okay, so Queen Milia died at age 71 after reigning for 28 years. I know we usually say RIP, which, I mean, indeed, yes, RIP to a good ruler. But 28 years she held the realm stable. And we are going to be playing as King Bermond, 50 years old. Hello, I'm not a bot. You were sleeping. You didn't feel too good. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I think, yeah, I think there's something going around because I've been a little bit ill. Someone whose YouTube videos I watch has also been a bit ill, but I hope you're going to feel better soon. And yeah, don't worry about not being able to come to the streams if you're feeling ill, because I completely understand it. I mean, I cancel streams on a regular basis because I tend to be a bit ill. So, interestingly, okay, King Belasco died at 71 after reigning for 28 years. King Ereman at 67 for ruling for 17 years. King Cassio at 68 for ruling 28 years. Queen Amelia at 71 after reigning for 28 years. So, how long will King Bermond rule for? And obviously we have quite a bit of territory that we need to get rid of. So yes, please prioritise your health over coming to the streams. I'm not a bot. I can understand, obviously, sometimes you want to come to a stream and take your mind off things, but if you are in a situation where you're struggling, then please take a break and prioritise yourself first, okay? Okay. Just obviously getting that out there. Okay, so our spouse is decently good at stewardship. He's also our best friend, which is always nice to see. We are at 13 out of 9. Okay, so this may be managed domain and obviously get a bunch of people in. 33, you will make a good chancellor. 11, 16, you'll be probably better off as a spy master. Who do we have as good marshals? Not overly anyone particular. Okay, we'll just do you, and you are increasing control already, and steward. Yeah, we're just going to have to put you in there. Right, so I think this might mean also that we can potentially, oh my goodness, we're getting 62 gold a month. We are gaining 62 gold a month. Okay, just do this and let it tick for 1 day. Yep, okay, we are still at 13 out of 9. Are we? We are Catalonian. No, we need to be Basque. We need to be Basque people. Yeah, convert culture to Basque. We'll do that on Barcelona. Okay, 13 out of 10. So we need to get rid of 3 bits of territory. So let's just click over here. Over here and do that. Okay, so we do have Leon and Zamora and potentially also Nerha, which is going to be a shame because we've had that for so long under our control. But okay, so Leon, we'll need to grant to, let's have a look. So we want, yes, an adult. We don't mind what dynasty you are, but you are not a ruler. You are preferably Era, Zarak and Basque. And you do not have any claims. And you are content. Let's see if anyone... No. Okay. So, basically, anything other than ambitious. Zealous could be quite good, because they will resist any kind of cultural conversion. And assault by stewardship. Okay, Ramiro, you are just a random person. Congratulations. Grant title. You are going to get the County of Leon. And we will do the same for Zamora here. Can we not actually grant that to anyone via this method? I mean, this does belong to us. Yes, it does belong to us. Okay, right, so we'll do it another way then. Okay, so our realm, obviously inside diplomatic range, not a ruler. We want you to be an adult. Religion, and culture, and we don't care about dynasty, and we want highest stewardship and not with any titles or land. Okay, 41 years old, you do have a claim. Brother is probably going to have a claim. Philippe. Grant title. Zamora. There we go. And do we have Montpellier? Could probably be given to someone else. Let's do that again. Let's see if we can find someone who is content. Okay, our player heir. Diego. You only got 4 stewardship anyway. So we won't do that. Grant titles, and we said it was County of Montpellier. And then that will give us domain size 10 out of 10. Yep, there we go. Okay, so that we are now at 10 out of 10 on our domain. We obviously need to choose a lifestyle. We were educated in intrigue. We're educated in intrigue. So let's go for that one, and natural dread. We are callous. We are callous, so dread gain plus 25%. So this could be a good one to maybe, you know, just get out and start doing the murder. Court artifacts. Okay, you're just saying about the Navarran war banner, which we have. That is fine. Okay, and let me just have a look at succession. So we will lose 11 titles. So Duchy of Barcelona, Duchy of Languedoc, so Kingdom of Castile, and Duchy of Navarra. Okay, so if we destroy this one, and then we want to actually, as bizarre as it seems, we want to destroy the Duchy of Navarra. So instead... Right, so I don't quite know why the Duchy of Barcelona is not going to go to the right person, but hopefully, male preference, nah, you still oppose it for, yeah, this is why I don't want ambitious vassals, because they have a -15. High Crown Authority, Dynastic Kinslayer, Murderer, Opinion of Predecessor, well, let's see if we can just start swaying you. And will you appreciate a gift of 100 gold? You are cheap. You are cheap. Yeah, this is why when I was doing that bit of vassal management earlier, I did just go for yeah, Liberty Factions, 108% power. I suppose the good news is we've got more than enough money to hire some mercenaries if it comes to it. I say that looking at all the ones that we can afford are already hired out. So, can we murder you? 42%. You are already supporting schemes. Addicted agents, 0. But let's see if we can do anything. Invite. Okay, so unfortunately we can't get the Spy Master in, but we can get you in for 68 gold. And 16% here for 213. Okay, we can do that, I guess. We can do that one. And then what do we have here? Old Court and repay a loan. Okay, right. We had a loan of 300 gold for some reason, so we could just pay that now. Obviously, we do have a dangerous faction, which we know about here. So, claimant, you want the Duchy of Barcelona because you believe you have a right to it. And then this Liberty faction we are going to have to keep an eye on, because obviously we do need to make sure. Let me just see. Oh my goodness, okay. Brown armories, wow. Levy size plus 30%, nice. That is good. Culture is Catalonian, unfortunately. We got Radonite, Catalonian. Oh. Obviously, yeah, the county of Naha over there, Catalonian. You are of a really, right, religion, please. We need to change that one over. We need to change over from Iberia to Zarak, if you please. Here we go. We are ahead of the Basque culture now. And what trinkets do we have? A Worn Language Manual and Saint Bertrand Romance. So prestige up and learn language scheme power up. +4. Okay, Magnificent Regalia. Probably repair that one. That one is probably going to be okay. Repair this. And repair the crown. Obviously that's drained a fair amount of money, but hopefully. Let's see here. What do we probably want? Okay, we do have our reinforcements up. Let's increase these a tiny bit. Okay, tensions eased for 10 years and that reduces a little bit of stress. I don't think we had any. Let's just have a look at that murder scheme now. 94%. 94% power. And then obviously swaying you. Oh, come on. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. One of the factions just completely dissipated. That is good. And speaking of that, okay, 1229 is not going to be too far. That is not going to be too far. Thank goodness. Okay, we can ransom you. I have no idea why you were in there. Dynastic Kinslayer, Fornicator, and Unfaithful Adulterer. Okay, so what? Count Tybalt. Where do you live? In our own territory. We don't need to worry about that one. A guardian for our son who is getting educated in diplomacy. So we'll send you over to our nephew. You are Catalonian, so we don't want to convert culture. And got vassals to rightful liege. Okay. Then we will do that. Run a couple of vassals over. I am so glad the game tells you about that now. I am so glad that the game actually tells you about that now. So you are... Right, okay. So granted you a vassal, plus 40. Not helped out by wanting a seat on the council, having high crown authority. No alliance as a powerful clan vassal. Zarak is evil. We're gluttonous. Compassionate versus callous. Temperate versus gluttonous. Opinion of predecessor. Demand conversion. Might accept, which pretty much means no. Will not. However, he is terrified. Because we have 34.4 dread. And our natural dread is plus 33. Which is going to be one good thing. Of course, speaking of that, okay, your military strength is still classed as superior. Yeah, so it's an alliance between you two. Is slightly annoying. And you've got an interesting epithet, the Thief Slayer. Thief Slayer. So Fabricator Hook. We'll just see how that murder plot comes along. Obviously, one of the other things we want to do is, okay, you're 39 years old. Odds are you're not really going to have any children. So this is our niece. Matrilineally betrothed. Good. That is still as expected. There's no one of our dynasty. What is the line of succession? You and our niece who is pregnant. You are still just randomly there. Absolutely no particular or dynastic heirs from the looks of it. We already looked at you. That's a shame. So you died in childbirth. But that does mean you are part of our dynasty. So maybe something will happen. Maybe something will happen, or maybe it will just all go to naught. Because we are just a king and not an emperor, and it can't thus come into our territory. Okay. Might as well just speed up a bit and do, I think, a caballeros. It'd be 85 gold. This is going to be 90 gold. So we'll be able to have that in a month. There we go. So that's 8 out of 12. And then over here, be 75. Once again, speed up. And what are these diplomatic options? 195 gold, and you want... Well, that's only 0.1 prestige a month. That's basically nothing to us at this point. And 195 gold, once again. Means we can raise that up. And what do we want to build? Okay, so, right, what do we have here? So, levies from 250 to 355, so that's 75. That would give us 100. That would give us a bit of extra tax. Yeah, I think if we'll upgrade the barracks here and just build that up. A chancellor. Okay, well, we might as well assign you and just see if that makes you even vaguely happy. Probably not. Change this. We can do it to equal now. Our eldest is a boy having... Ugh. Why? Why? No, I want to arrange a divorce. I want to arrange a divorce. You should not be married to someone like that. Hey, you are married to someone who is 69 years old. Oh my lord, what has happened to... Okay, no, actually that's not... Oh, I am completely lost. Okay, go back to us. Go back to us. 32, married to someone who's 50. 33, married to someone who is 37. I have no idea what's gone on here. Like, none of you are married to anyone good. None of you. A fertile and inheritable, yes. By age, because you are 13. And let's get you married to someone decent. Like, say, you. Okay, some of these were ones I did betroth to various people for political reasons. It's fine. It's fine. You are betrothed. We just betrothed you. You are in a completely different court. Okay, you are 5 years old. Let's just find someone. Go. You are 7. Let's just do the same. Oh, you're actually illegitimate. Interesting. So you're not, are you? Okay, you are actually of our dynasty. Okay, let's legitimize you then. And then we can potentially arrange, unfortunately, a matrilineal marriage just with everyone who is related to us. So it doesn't look like we can invite you to court. Okay, you keep the trait gregarious. It's fine. And here come all the betrothal offers rolling in, or betrothal acceptances rolling in. Okay, 25 gold to leave the prison. Sure. And conciliation is still leading for now. Okay, Italy, how are you doing in that war? Minus 63%. Okay, I'm not quite sure I can offer to join your war. Oh, no, that was a misclick. That was a genuine misclick. No, okay, it doesn't look like I can offer to join your war at any point anyway. Okay, actually, let's have a look at our court because... Oh, excuse me a moment, I'm going to need to sneeze. Oh, okay, right, so our... Where we should be, I think, is level 3, and our current baseline is 64. So what do we need? Level 70. So let's go up to lavish food. And many servants. Does that... Yep, that takes us up. Actually, no, we'll keep on some servants and go up to spacious lodgings. Yep, there we go. So change that. And our baseline is now 72. Oh, yeah, I completely forgot to have a look at this one. And of course we will get a cat. So this one is a brown furred cat, which is, if you know anything about cat genetics, fairly actually rare to have that outside of specific breeds. Fairly rare to have a brown furred cat outside of specific breed lineages. Okay, so yep, we are still current fascination is primogeniture for 19 years, bombards in 16 years. I think I'm probably actually going to change over to rightful ownership and do that one. And we have a daughter. Okay, so 40 years old. We are still old enough to keep having children. So let's see. Matrilineal. And who can we potentially marry you off to? Okay, apparently you are a bit too closely related. The game is flagging that up. Anyone who is not of our dynasty? Perhaps? Oh, looks like we got twins there. I would say a couple of twins, but that's a bit, not repetitive. I can't remember the right word. I'm sorry. Oh, interesting. Maybe. Italy. Hello. Do you have a son? You have a son who is... Yes. 4 years old. We'll accept. An alliance with the King of Italy as well. So that is 4,000 troops that you have at the most. And there we go. Court Grandeur at level 8 now. Ransom Count Garcia. Stabled in... Yeah, I really don't understand why it says this. And he's like, it's not owned by you. It's like, technically it is. I just don't understand why it keeps saying that. Oh dear. Okay, pneumonia. Do no more than what is necessary. Hopefully. And where are we heading into? Conciliation again. Yeah. We are effectively just cycling around conciliation and opportunity. We've not yet been able to break out of that and get back into hostility. We fabricate a hook. We have become obese. Military strength is similar. Okay, wooden barracks. We'll upgrade that one. Okay, and once again, we've been found out. So 100 extra levies there, 25 extra levies there, and 75 there. I think we'll actually do that one. So low control in Foy. So let's actually get you over there instead. Get you over there instead. And what are these? Mutual alliance. Sure. And almost 200 gold for that. Sure. Okay, 67 stress. Okay, right, so 15% chance we gain 67 stress. Gain 75 prestige. Yo, I did not want to gain too much stress because that would have been interesting, to say the least. New intrigue lifestyle perk. Okay, so schema. We might as well try going down here, and we could always have the kidnapper enables the abduct scheme, which is definitely potentially going to be of use to us. Okay, so what empire titles do we potentially have? Hey, Hispania. Unfortunately, yeah, we have about half the DOA counties we need for that. So once again, we'd need to go to war against Zenzia. And what can we do against you? So obviously a border raid, which is just going to be one territory. Struggle clash, which is going to be all of them. However, we cannot afford the prestige cost for that one. And they have over 2,000 gold as well. And then seize the DOA Duchy of Castile. Yep, can't make the Empire of Hispania until the struggle is ended. Indeed. So obviously we can found a new empire, but it does require a fair few things. So level of fame, exalted among men, and either our realm size is 120 or we hold 3 or more kingdoms and our realm size is 80 or more. So it would be a little bit difficult to manage that. Okay, so this is 60 gold. Yeah, okay, 60 gold. Pay 300 gold. Oof. No, you must return your plunder. And yeah, host a festival for our rich Basque culture. Okay, so do we still actually have that? No, the hostile scheme has been cancelled. And yay, our son is no longer ill from pneumonia. Okay, so only a 5% chance rather of being able to successfully abduct. %23% chance for you. Alternately murder, 95% chance, but once again you are playing like a human. There's like one duchy, one kingdom, one duchy, and then a bunch of counties. Of course that's not going to work. Yep, nope, not at all. Yep, not at all. 5% chance to murder you. How much to abduct? 5%. How much to fabricate a hook? 56% chance. Let's see if we can get something on you then. Let's see if we can get something on you, because then we could potentially... Nope, cannot do that. Worth a shot. Worth a shot. Okay, so that's going to have a meantime to happen for 4 years. We will just sit and wait, and there we go. The fight against Italy has ended. So obviously your second in line is betrothed to my daughter. So we do have an alliance with you. However, once you die, which is probably going to be in a while because you are 39 years old and feeling fine, going to stop over to your phone so you can lay down and watch. Yep, no problem, Toxicite. We must stop the villain behind that plot. Feast, no, we have more important things to do. Isabel has had a child. These are of Italy. Okay. So I think you are... Yeah, you're the eldest. So you are the eldest. So this is male preference. So we could still get some claims. But once again, we'd need to be an emperor to be able to do all of that. Ooh, architectural experience, stewardship +1. For 22 stress. Go for that one. A dynastic kinslayer, 40% chance. Let's see. There we go. So rally the troops, and I was going to say, where have you popped up? A raised local army. That should be more than enough to deal with you. Yeah, 5,000 troops. More than enough. No, we are fine, thank you. We don't need any more money. Or we don't need any more troops to help us, I should say. And there we go, 100%, because we fought her and immediately captured her. Okay, so you had one title. You have 267 gold. That was the only thing you owned. So I think we will obviously revoke your title. Just so. And then just to make it renounce your claims. There we go. So you have no longer have any claims to any land or territory. Okay, and you have used... I think you probably had a weak hook on us to become our spy master. That is fine. You've got a skill of 26. They were my friend, were they? Were they? But they were a dynastic kinslayer. We are callous, so we're probably not actually going to really care about that, to be honest. Being called both heartless and cold-blooded, Vermont is indifferent to most. So, you know. Oh, 80 dread. 80 dread. No wonder why everyone's terrified of us at the moment then. No wonder why everyone's so terrified of us. Peak roleplay. Yes, we're callous. We're not going to care about someone being our friend when they've killed a dynasty member. Okay, so obviously declaring war will break the alliance. And okay, he's discovered our plans. The military strength is similar to ours. So who are you allied with? So someone in our territory. Your own vassal. I don't think you have about 5,000 troops. Once again, another vassal there. One of our own people. So that will deprive you of about 7,500, hopefully. And then you. So we are getting close to going over to conciliation, which would mean struggle clash targets only one county. So you know what I'm going to do. Their military strength is similar to ours. Oh, damn it. We've got so many good opportunities, but we cannot really use any of them because their troop numbers are way too much. Speaking of, okay, this war is still going on. This has been going on for 5 years. That has been going on for 5 years. So that's keeping the Great Mongol Empire busy, at least for the time being. And honestly, yeah, this is why I kind of said that this was going to be the last episode, because we are A, running out of time. We've got about 200 years left, and B, we're kind of running out of just general options. So obviously we cannot end the struggle of anything. Okay, claim throne scheme. Yeah, obviously that needs to be hostility. We've not been able to do that. So we need to be on conciliation. Hold and completely control any de jure kingdom of Hispania, which we do not. And all other independent involved rulers have an alliance with you. So what? So yeah, the problem is, unfortunately, we own half of like Galicia, Leon, Castile. We could actually try and see if we could get the territory back from Italy. Yeah, I don't know why that keeps on saying about that, but anyway. So we could try and get this back from Italy. Then we would own and control Galicia. So can we... We'd have to declare war or let someone else declare war. So... Noah, let me just have a look. Yeah, one of these cases where you miss off-map powers like China to help with these. Indeed, yes. So, this is de jure part of the Duchy of Galicia, which has not been created. That might be why. So, if we created the Duchy of Galicia, because who owns... Okay, so we've got various people who actually own. Omido could be interesting. You are arrogant but lazy. You are ambitious. You are ambitious. We could give it to you. You are content. You are also ambitious. You've got more troops as well. Karuna, yes, I think we will. So let me just make sure we've got you. So we want to go over here and create the Duchy of Galicia. And then we want to give it to you. Grant titles. The Duchy of Galicia. There we go. You should be happy. And we would need to transfer vassals. That will keep you happy. And we can ransom this person for 100 gold. And we can usurp the Duchy of Gascoigne. Yes, let's do that. And who would want that, to be honest? Who would want the Duchy of Gascoigne? If I can even find where it is. Okay, Gascoigne is here. Let's see if we can split that down. Okay, right. So Bordeaux, Content, Arden, Content, and the Duchy of Aquitaine. Okay, so I don't want to give it to you. Okay, so it was the Duchy of Armagnac, which is this bit of territory here. Okay, right. The Knights Templar. Okay, we can't. Oh yeah, wait. The Knights Templar is not our religion anyway. Bordeaux. Yes, I think we will grant that title to you. Or can we not actually do that? It's in the Duchy of Gascoigne. That is a beefy holy order. I didn't even see, honestly. I didn't even see. Who? Yes, that is a beefy holy order. Yes, that is very, very big indeed. Okay, have I just screwed myself over with usurping that? I think I may have done. Yes. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I know you've already got the Duchy of Aquitaine. Ah, there it is. That's why I couldn't see it. It's all the way up there. Right. Right, titles. Duchy of Gascoigne. There we go. Congratulations. You are now a duke. Okay, and this is our third son, I think. Level 4 education. And because we are callous, someone's worried about making a fool of themselves, and we will just say that, yeah, you making a fool of yourself will never not be funny to us. So, unfortunately, yes, we are going back into conciliation. We'll start in 3 months, so we are losing our opportunity to take more territory from Zenzia. Let's see. Who could we potentially swap around? You are actually good at stewardship. Sure. Not really any of those, and I want to get a really good person as our steward, because that will take so much less time. Speaking of that, swap our spy master. Yes, we'll do that, and then we will get someone else in, like say, . Yes, like say you, and then our Chancellor. Also change that to you. So everyone is now going to absolutely despise us. Everyone is going to absolutely despise us. Yep, there we go. So you are the one who opposes it. So you just own a few counties, but you apparently are considered a powerful vassal. See if we can just sway you. Demand conversion. Might accept basically means no in that situation. Send 117 gold or 43 opinion. Demand conversion might accept 36%. And there we go, he's converted. He's going to dislike us for that. Yep, demanded my conversion -10. There we go, +4 now. And yeah, just a random thing. Someone's planning to kill someone else. The County of Omido, what is that part of the DOA? Duchy of Castile. I was gonna say, what was that? But we just transitioned over to conciliation. Okay. And then once again, we just took our only option is compromise. So yeah, we just need that potential one bit of Italy back. Alliances with a couple of others. And then we need our level of fame to be the next one. So we'll accept a feast.
Timashka Kartashka says, check how in Russian sounds book.
Hello there, Tim. How are you doing today? Hope things are going well with you. Yes, we do have 100 opinion with you, but we would need a better alliance, or better option for marriage for an alliance. And then obviously Mallorca as well. And we do not have a Casus Belli on you. Let's see. Okay, we have a 7-year-old who is, not blessed in genetics. Let me just say that. You are now a graduate. Congratulations. Congratulations. How are you planning on celebrating that? How are you planning on celebrating that? Okay, accepted. And obviously you won't accept any kind of vassalization. But hopefully you've already done this with my student group. Well, okay, so he's just lost opinion of us, and our plans to try and fabricate a hook have failed. We drank all the alcohol in your house. I hope that is a situation where it means you had a reasonable amount each over a reasonable amount of time, and it wasn't just straight up necking the bottles. I hope it just wasn't straight up necking the bottles one after the other. Okay, poor learning, we cannot change anyone else. Okay. Betrothed, we can marry you two off, and okay, digging for dirt, find secrets, disrupt scheme, swift execution, yes. Mixed everything that could not be mixed, still a lot of fun, I can imagine, yes. Yes, indeed, I can imagine. Right, so where is... Okay, I think we'll probably fabricate claim instead and just see if we can get any luck there. Because then it would just mean some kind of alliance with Zenzia. Hopefully your livers will forgive you. Yeah, I'm sure they will in time. I'm sure they will in time. Okay, so probably don't overly need to sway you anymore. Succession, let me have a look. So primogeniture, we could do that when we have the primogeniture innovation, and we can obviously change all of this over. Yep, 2 men and women are in equal succession. Yeah, I've never really drunk alcohol either. I'm not a bot, so you can sit with me and enjoy some nice non-alcoholic drinks as you wish. Yeah, I really do not know why Barcelona is going to my second son rather than my eldest. It should not be that way. So rightful ownership is in 7 years. Okay, yep, we could just say what a fine old tale. So primogeniture, 156 years to 15. I think I'm going to go for that because that will mean we are... Once we get that, we would be 69 years old. Nice. And hopefully that would mean that everything that we own just goes down to our eldest child. I am rather annoyed. I am rather annoyed that we did not actually get any good children. Honestly, I may actually disinherit my eldest too and just make Dalmau here our heir. Because you're 17 years old, married to a 17-year-old. 15 years old. Okay, you actually need a good spouse option. You need a good spousal option. 25, you are betrothed. Okay, good. You need a good person as well. Well, okay, that's just a county. Yep, you're a fair bit down the family line anyway, so being potentially inbred is not going to be too much of an issue, which, speaking of, the all inside diplomatic range and pure-blooded. And I am finally actually changing that to be someone we can, or something we can just quickly check, rather than needing to be a one that we need to go through all the options every single time. So, invitation to a feast, sure. And that is going to go, that war is going to go on for a while, isn't it? That war is definitely going to go on for a while. So, King of Italy, how is your health? Fine. Your health is generically fine. How much money do you have? 2,200. Military strength, 18,000. In terms of levies, we've got 22,000. Oh, 750 gold for Santander. Why not? Negotiate alliances. Negotiate alliance. Oh, wait. They say, oh, we need to do this, but nope, it's just a bunch of random things. Okay, it says we can go to war against Zenzir. So this says their military strength is similar to ours, but the fact that it's popping up here, as I keep on saying. Sturdy sword. Actually, yeah, we'll get that one. That is a level 2. Yep, that is the one that we've got equipped. Oh. Okay, so the fact that declaring war against Zenzir is popping up here. I know you like going back to the Mongols purely because you want to see the border gore. I want to see how far they are approaching. I want to see how far they are approaching us. Okay, we can probably just unpin you as well. Yep. And yep. I honestly want to see just how bad things are getting over there. I just want to see how bad things are getting. So Zenzia, what can we do for you? Siege the duchy, so we could actually get a couple of those bits of territory back. De Jure County is just going to be those bits. Struggle Clash is obviously just going to be one area. And the Duke's Claim. And then obviously if we wanted to potentially get this back, fortunately is the King of Italy is specifically holding that. So what I'm going to do as per the norm, let me just see. Okay, so all of our men-at-arms regiments are size 8 out of 12. So let's go through. Obviously aside from the trebuchets, which are going to be outclassed soon. So we'll go around and increase all of those to 9. And just wait a moment. You are there. You are Gascoigne, okay. And you are in Barcelona, okay. So just a few small alliances from the looks of it, but hopefully that will get us through a small amount anyway. Okay, so our daughter has come of age, 4-star education. And yep, let's get those two married. Matrilineally, of course. And let's just go back around here and increase the size of all of these. So that takes about 500 gold from the looks of it to increase. And of course we do also have 2 holy orders now. That is 9,000. Okay, so a false and spurious claim on the county of Mallorca. Okay, right, where are we going? Oh, and I've just noticed it is almost coming up to 4:30 where I am, so I was going to try and wrap up about 7 o'clock. Any swords I could give to commanders? Let me have a look. As I don't think so, because unfortunately we don't overly keep things. Australian spear, I suppose. Faith, hostility, advantage. So let's see who our best champion is. Our brother, who has 32. So is it better to bump up someone who is a little bit less good? Or is it better... let me actually just... You know what? I'm going to forbid anyone who has a skill of 12 or lower. Just so we don't have them as options. Actually, we could probably go all the way up to 15, couldn't we? So obviously prowess. Each point of prowess gives a knight 100 damage and 10 toughness. Does martial do anything? Increases advantage when commanding armies in combat. Okay, so we probably want people who do have good martial. Okay, so 19, yes. 14. Probably going to be okay. 18, yep, that is fine. 10, 11, 14, 17 of 5. Okay, nope, we're not going to allow you. 13, probably okay. 12. Hmm. 19 actually will allow you, because you do have a martial skill of 19. 14 and 14. Yep, okay. Well, 5 definitely not. 11, 15. And I think gift artifact. Where was it? Australian spear. There we go. So you get that. So that increases your should increase your prowess to 9 when you equip it. And oh my goodness. Okay, so you're saying that you've got 52,000 troops, right? Okay. Oh, we can only hire 1 holy order at a time. That is a shame. Okay, rally the troops. So our holy order has been raised over here. Okay, and let's raise all of our troops here then. So what do you want? What do you want? You want this city. Hopefully we will be able to just say no. Hopefully we will just be able to say no. So we will park, I think, our holy order over there. Nope, we are not giving our cat away. I don't know why the game keeps on insisting on that, but we are not going to give our cat away. And we are losing 63.2 gold a month. So more gold. No, let's save it for now. We gained 300 gold. And just wait for all of these to join up. There we go. And merge together. That's 30,000. Okay, yeah. We are going to need you to move in. Okay, no, we'll just say my courtiers already know not to plot against me. Yes, hopefully, I'm hoping. There we go. We've actually got an advantage. We've actually got the advantage against Zenzia for once. For once, we have the advantage. Okay, County of Mallorca. And an intrigue. A job done right, yes. For once, we have the advantage of Zenzia, and we've actually won a battle against them. 50% for that. 50%. Okay, and this is of Italy. This is the child of Italy. Okay, catching thieves of myth. Oh, this realm isn't big enough for 2 kings. You let the thief go in exchange for the location of their leader, then set off on a quest to defeat them and earn the title the Thief Slayer. Yes! Yes, we will. Okay, so our prestige is 23 and our martial is 12. Yours is 10 and 13. Prepare to be beheaded. Game? Buddy. Buddy. I appreciate the enthusiasm. But if you're grabbing a weapon off the rack, generally the idea is not to grab the whole rack, buddy. Yes. Yes. We grab the whole rack. I don't even know what artifact we're supposed to be holding. The sturdy sword. Right, that is not a cool artifact. Okay. Yes, I know. Look. He's supposed to be holding the steady sword. He's supposed to be holding the steady sword, which is not a cult artifact. It is an equipped artifact. And yet, it's pulled in the, whatever you want to call it, the model of the artifact rack. Okay, can we actually see? No artifacts or artifact claims to display. Okay, so you aren't even holding an artifact. So we can say, better men than you have died trying to break my guard. Low increase to likelihood of success, but no increase to risk of injury. Best you've got. Low. Yeah, we'll just say this because it will reduce our stress a little bit. Okay, so intrigue. High increase to chance of success. Medium increase to risk of injury. Yes. Yes, I think the squire was having a bit of an off day. And there we go. Goodbye, Lewis. Durability of sturdy sword is decreased by 5. So hard cracks and wet pops mark bones breaking and organs puncturing for what feels like an eternity till my weapon punches clean through to the other side. It's almost impossible to tell at which point in the blow Lewis died. Goodbye. And we are now known as the Thief Slayer. Yeah, basically thieves will now know not to cross us. It's good to be the king of thieves. With Lewis defeated, the Thieves Guild and their operations have been crippled. Gain 350 prestige and 150 gold from all of that. Okay, so we do have 28,000 troops here. We are slowly losing at least a little bit of supplies. Okay, so you are trying to come in and attack us. It says it's going to be... That was even for a blip, and then it said we were going to win. Can I rename it? I'm not sure. Yes, I can. Okay, yep. That sword is now just called Whack. Thank you, Toxicite. And Antiquarian. Okay. Oh, if we are all going to be average, we might as well put my nephew in there. It is now called Whack. Gosh, that is probably another emote that I need to make. That is probably going to be another emote I need to make. Drinking squash and a sword named Whack. Okay, we lose 44 stress because we are gluttonous. 95%. And we've got a couple of things here. Yeah, I will speak well because he does already have... Yeah, and just come off it. Yep. So yeah, drinking squash and a sword in a rack. That's going to have to be another in-joke emote that I make. Isn't it? Well, we've almost won this. And there we go. Enforced demands. Pays 1,200 gold to us. And we can disband all of our armies. Right, okay. You are massively in debt now. Minus 1,500. Just picture your avatar wildly swinging a rack. Maybe. Maybe. So let's have a look to see. Okay, unfortunately, powerful vassals have a moderate opinion of him. Which is unfortunate. It would be really, really nice to get him on board with a few things. But alas, that is probably not going to be... we cannot kill you for another 6 years. We can potentially kill you, but we've only got a 5% chance. And yep, you are supporting schemes. Predicted agents, 0. Well, let's just have a look. Anyway, 1 agent. 31% chance. Can be convinced with 213 gold. Let's just see, 48% option. Okay, we might as well remove that one. Could you punish them, try to attack? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. So, seize the Duchy of Castile. Let me actually just see. Okay, we will just go into compromise regardless. Men-at-arms regiments are being rebuilt. So I'm just going to wait a moment or two just for these. Asthmatic. I think that's the first, like, genuinely negative. Oh, promote culture has finally been finished there. So hopefully that means... Let's go over to Barcelona and let us move our realm capital over here. Then... So that looks a bit better. We will be ruling from Barcelona now. And yep. So scheme has been discovered. So we'll abandon that. Unfortunately. Let's actually see. Moving our capital to Barcelona. Has that changed things? Yes, it has. So it does mean that our main heir will indeed get the Duchy of Barcelona now. So you get Albi, Carcassonne, Foy, and Pravia. Okay, Pravia I don't care about. Foy would be nice to have. As would that one. Yeah, okay. So, quite a few of the things. Anyway, Mallorca. So, needed to fabricate a claim on Menorca here. Hopefully, 20 months you'll be able to do that. And we should be able to... So, of course, I keep on flicking between primogeniture and rightful ownership. Let's go back to rightful ownership. Because we can press multiple claims on that one. We are going to wait for our men-at-arms to just... Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to spend all of our money getting all of these up to full strength, 1,200 each. And we will just wait. So they have a truce on us for 7 years, but we can immediately go in and attack them. And we can get a few bits of territory back. Okay, level 3 education. A little bit disappointing, but nevertheless. So we cannot end the struggle. Yep, so all other independent rulers will have an alliance with you. So hopefully we will be able to manage some things. Just let our military raise back up. And let me actually just have a quick look. Okay, so we can't buy an alliance. Can't buy an alliance. Okay, I think we are good enough. We can raise all of our troops in Almeida here. So, let's go for it. Declare war. Seize the De Jure Duchy. Raise all. Here. There we go. So let's move all of you across. And we can call a dynasty member. How many troops do you have? Nope, that will be fine. We can call you in. Nope, can't be called as an ally. We could call Italy in. I think we're okay on that one. They've only got 8,000 troops anyway. They've only got 8,000 troops. Hey. 2,600. Let's merge everyone together there. Okay, and you are... Okay, so owner is slightly in debt. Defending in hills, defensive buildings, better army commander. Right. So you have organizer. Let's see if we have anyone who is potentially better. Aggressive attacker, unyielding defender. Do we not have a siege expert? It doesn't look like it, unfortunately. Oh, boo, that's a shame. So obviously 19 martial skill. Reckless forder, no. So we could always go for a holy warrior, or you've only got a 9 prowess. Could quickly look for an unmarried female courtier to bring in a siege expert in. Can we actually... I don't think we could actually get women in. Okay, I think we will just... Yeah, we'll leave you as organizer. We'll leave you. You're an organizer. You should be okay. And... This is nerve-wracking. This is still nerve-wracking. Even though we've obviously got all of these helping us, it's still nerve-wracking. There we go. So, what was the losses on that one? Fairly big. Oh, marry matrilineally to a male siege expert. Okay, I get what you mean now. Thank you. Okay, let's have a look inside diplomatic range. Siege expert. That doesn't look like... Okay, it doesn't look like I can actually search for siege expert. Military engineer, okay. Thank you. Okay, so we do have someone who is... Let's sort by age. We've got a 16-year-old here. Hello. Arrange marriage. Matrilineal. Hello, there is a 16-year-old here. Will not accept. Because it's a matrilineal marriage. But you're a lowborn. You're a lowborn. Hey. Okay, yep, we'll accept. Okay. Eleanor, count... Why are we doing this? Oh well. I don't know why that's happening, but oh well, we'll just do that. There we go. My courtier, indeed. So let's actually change him out. There we go. No, that's the wrong one. Or there we go. Hildebert. So siege phase time minus 30%. So we will need to swap him out if we get... if we see the enemy forces coming in. A siege 1, so let's just go on, and we could get Valladolid back in our grip. And yeah, Prez, I still am a little bit used to Crusader Kings 2, so I'm not 100% on all of the aspects and options. Okay, yep, they are coming back in, so we need to swap you out. I am so glad you can just easily swap people in and out just like that. So glad you could just swap your commanders in and out like that. You're a coward, can only play the much easier Crusader Kings 3. Well, honestly, if that is what you enjoy, and I can definitely see why people would prefer Crusader Kings 3 over Crusader Kings 2. Oh, and we do have disrupt schemes plus 50%. Yes, I think we'll do that, and we'll actually put you back on disrupt schemes. Yeah, I've just spent, let me actually just have a very, very quick look. Where is my profile? Okay, so not quite as much as I thought. Crusader Kings 2, I have 280 hours playtime. Crusader Kings 3, I have 134. So, well, you could argue I've got twice as much playtime in Crusader Kings 2 as 3. It's not as huge as some other people do have, but I've just played Crusader Kings 2 over like the process of 9 years, so quite a lot of the things are just embedded in my memory versus Crusader Kings 3, which has been about 18 years. 18 years, oh my goodness. No, I'm not a time traveller. I'm not a time traveller. I meant more 18 months. And obviously Crusader Kings 2, you know, finished development, so things have been pretty much stable, whereas Crusader Kings 3, they've been actively working on it. Okay, so you're trying to come back in again. 17,000 troops, is that your maximum? It looks like it is. Okay, you are assault fort. We'll add 36.8 siege progress and will cause 459 casualties a day. Yep. Let's do that. And we'll stop the assault there just to regain numbers, at least a tiny, tiny bit. Okay, so that's going to be 8 months for that one. That is 44 days. Okay, yep, we need to come back over here. Actually, we'll come through you. Because if nothing else... 1,300 hours of Crusader Kings 2. You have problems. Do you have problems or do you just enjoy the game? Honestly. Do you have problems or do you just enjoy the game? Okay, there we go. So we are beating them down once more. And we can get... Yes, let's go through this one. Yep, generational belligerence. I believe that is the pronunciation. Oh, and we do have some troops over there. I'm not going to worry about that one. Hello there, Arwin. It's been a while since I've seen you in the stream. How have you been doing? Hope everything has been going decently in your part of the world. Hope everything has been going decently. We are actually probably just about to wrap things up here. Oh, okay. So we actually do get the Taifa of Mallorca. And we are at 64%. And honestly, I think ticking war score. Let me just see. So 39% from battles, 25%. From holdings, yep, so we are probably just going to tick up over time. Hey, 2-month subscription. Thank you very much. Has it already been 2 months? Yes. So there have been definitely, or I know I was talking to my husband about the fact that it's July now. It's very much, the days have been long, but the weeks and months have definitely been short. But thank you very, very much for the resub. It is very much appreciated. Thank you very, very much. Okay, so we've got about 9,000 troops there. We've got a few... Actually, no, those are... Ooh, looks like someone else may have taken advantage of something. Let me just... Okay, obviously defending against us, but these are... Okay, that is an internal war. That is interesting. So that is directing troops away from us, which is always a good thing. Having troops directed away from us is always going to be a good thing. Okay, what do we have here? Pet our cat and hold court. We do not have any stress, so we don't need to worry about that one. 7 months left on this. So they're obviously going to come in and probably de-siege a few things. We no longer have our court position. That is a shame. Do we have anyone in our court who is good? I don't know why I keep checking, because the answer is almost indefinitely a no. Okay, are you going over to Nerha or a 16 and position 11 or 22 is our cousin? Okay, why could she not be, why was she not an option then if she's so good? Why was she not an option? Okay, so this is potential battle, probably lose. Army is starving. Let's see, can we move in time? I don't think we will be able to. Okay, it's saying we would probably lose, but we are still keeping... We are still keeping a good attack up. Oh my goodness. Okay, that has been a while. That has been a while since we've... Okay, this was the one who was the siege leader. Okay, I can accept that. I can accept just having one genetic trait there, because that was more of a military marriage than anything else. More of a military marriage than anything else. Okay, right, so we need to come back here. Okay, good, that has not reset the siege. And we are at 75%. Do we have any more that we can raise? Yes, we do. We do have some more troops we can raise up there. 108, but you know what? It's going to be better than nothing, so we might as well. Okay, you are not an army we need to worry about. So we can see that you are more orange tinged, so you aren't actually hostile to us. What we need to worry about is they are completely off our radar. So I can't show you, but they are a stronger red than these brown orange horses. Let's just merge you two up together. And this should be, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, I said. And there we go. So yeah, we can see down here that they're a much more vibrant red. 79%. Okay, that one was not... Oh, wow. Okay, we actually need to siege down a few more bits then. That's 79%. Okay, this is going to be very, very quick then. Hopefully speaking, anyway. 10,199 versus 10,664. So it's saying the chances are about even. Well, we got that small 3,000 army in. Reinforcements have tried piling in, but it does not look like, unless they managed to pull a major upset, it doesn't look like they are going to win. And indeed, the answer is no, they have not won. So another battle won. We are at 92%. And we have sieged everything down. A new romantic pursuit. Okay. So I could picture myself with someone new. No, they are too pretentious for my tastes. Okay, so there we go. A 92% war score. That is not enough to completely win. So let's just see where you are heading. We will walk back through our own territory and hopefully gain a bit more supplies while we're just waiting for them. Let's see. Okay, yep, there we go. So we'll just hunt them down for one more battle. And another son comes of age, level 3. Okay, no. Oi! Okay, someone's come along and decided to try and de-siege some of our territory. That is not necessarily what I wanted to happen. We do now have 13,000 troops, so we can just come back over here. And hopefully, when we siege this bit down, we'll be fine. Hopefully. Actually, let's come over here and siege them, or fight them, before they manage to siege things down too much. Oh, I completely forgot we had that one. Let's do digging for dirt. Okay, so that's siege 9 months, so that's going to take them a while. Through my efforts to become a truly feared and respected figure, a vast number of guilty and disloyal persons have ended up in my dungeon. Have they? Yeah, the answer is yes, they have. So I envision a forest of impaled lowlifes and traitors. So we do already have the Thief Slayer epithet. Active Tyranny. We will lose 17 stress because we're callous. And we will gain 34 dread, 50 intrigue, 100, 300. You know what? I'm going to do that. 100 dread. Now all will fear the name King Vermont of Castile, Forest of Corpses. Okay, so now all will fear the name. Okay, that's another battle one. That did not get us any more war score. Okay, that is not a place we can siege down, so let's just come back over here. Nope, that is not the one. Okay, so it's the one that we did pick first time on the first siege. Alright, so this is exceptionally fast. Okay, someone's plotting against my nephew. Don't overly care about that one. Okay, 95%, 96. So this is probably just going to be... Unfortunately, our Chancellor just died of old age. That is a shame. So we do have... You are skill level 17. Let's just see if there's anyone else who is... Okay, anyone who is powerful just is completely terrified of us because we have 100 dread. So let's just sit here. Go you in and 97%. Okay, another courtier. Our Chancellor, the one that we just appointed, also just died. Okay, so you will get the honourable position. And where are you heading? Over here to try and de-siege that, where we will just head along ourselves. 98%. Nope, still 98%. 99 and 100%. Okay. Enforce demands. Gain all contested titles. So there we go. So we can disband that, and let me just have a quick look. So all other independent involved rulers have an alliance with us. So this is where we are going to finish up for today. I am going to save. And despite what the title says, this is not the last episode, because we are in a good position where we can now potentially end the struggle. We would obviously need to get an alliance with Zenzir here. So we would need to try and figure out how to potentially get that. We will go to war against Majorca and take that under our wing. And then we will force an alliance with Zenzir. And we will try and end the struggle with this one, where we will gain the nickname the Equitable. Unlocks the creation of the Empire of Hispania. Personally allow all interfaith marriage. Disable offensive holy wars between all involved cultures. We would gain 10,000 renown, and we would gain the conciliation trait. So different culture and faith opinions would be up plus 15 by default, and learn language scheme power up by 33%. So yes, unfortunately, I am having to end this a little bit early because, well, we decided that we were going to exit the main menu. So we ordered in dinner, and I made the mistake of ordering in food shopping for today instead of tomorrow. So that is all arriving pretty much now. So yes, what will I do is, okay, so I will put up the stream. See you next time. So yes, we had another new follower, and again, Arwin, thank you very much for the follow, for the subscription, resubscription, 2 months in a row. That's the word, resubscription. So we have Chili and Chill, who we have seen before. So let's go and say hello. So we obviously do have a raid message if you want to go and copy that. Let's head over. I'm aware we've got just a few people today. Let me just make sure I get everything set up. So yes, thank you very much, everyone. I will exit out of Crusader Kings 3 myself. And obviously, Chili and Chill is a little bit earlier in the game than us. So raid Chili and Chill. Anyway, go and say hello. And you'll get to see, if you weren't part of earlier streams, you'll be able to go and see some of the earlier aspects of the Iberian struggle. But for now, thank you very much, everyone that's popped by, and I hope we will see you again next stream. So, bye-bye for now.